Man,
What's up, man?
man, doing good, man. You out in what, Greensville?
Greensville, bro.
What where the heck is Greensville?
I don't know, man. I didn't realize how west South Carolina goes, but I think we are like the furthest west you can go.
Mm,
Um, yeah, man. It's like in the upper left region of South Carolina, upper west region, of South Carolina, I should say.
Upper West. So is it near North Carolina? It's
Look
probably
at
like on the
that.
border, right? I'm
Yo,
just
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 'cause I think North Carolina kind of wraps around. So we are southwest of Charlotte. Columbia is right in the middle, right?
Yep.
And then Greenville. Well, not necessarily here because my camera might be mirrored, but
Greenville.
yeah, it's like the
Where's
upper.
that at? Where's that?
It's
Where's that?
like if it's the Upper West Side.
Where?
That's where we're at.
Yo, shouts to my homegirl, Michaela at
Yo,
Fluke.
that's fire.
She
A
made this,
little,
bro. For
little
sure.
acid wash joint.
Yeah. It looks like brush. Low key. She killed it.
That's dope. Fluke.
Yeah, that's her band name.
Yo, you be finding all the fire. You got all the fire homies and be
Hey
making beats,
man.
bro.
Yeah. Hey man, I don't know. Man, we back at it. We
We're
back
back
at
at
it.
it, bro. Yeah, man. Shouts to the chat for pulling up. Like I said, it's been a little bit. There's been a lot going on. This new travel schedule's been out of this world. Aside from emotionally, we've been needing a little break. I've been needing a little break.
Yeah, for sure.
From doing what we've been stretching to get this out every week. There's been a lot going on in our community. So we've just been kind of scaling back and slowly getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, man. As far as like topic for today, I think what got suggested in the chat, Lugo, initially, and the conversation could go anywhere after. I'm sure you've seen that Kendrick Lamar recently announced
Yes.
a little something. Um, so we can kind of talk about that and then thoughts going into that. Um, and then maybe some favorite Kendrick joints
Word, I'm with it.
if you're feeling it. And then, like I said, wherever it goes from there, it's wherever it's gonna
Kung
go.
Fu Kenny.
Kung Fu Kenny. All right, man. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another installment of Something Creative. This is the podcast where we speak on our creative experiences and things to help connect with y'all. I'm one of the co-hosts, Josh Khan. It's been a while since I've done this intro. This is the homie.
Lugo with
There he
Lugo.
is.
We out here.
Yeah, man. So today we're kind of catching up on many things. Uh, yeah, it's been a minute, bro. What you been working on?
Man, what I've been working on, I've been doing a lot more remote work, funny enough. And
Fire.
the funny thing with me is I hate editing.
Ooh, I felt that, bro.
I hate editing. And there's like a part of me that like when you shoot to edit, when you shoot something and you get to piece it together, the feeling is amazing. But the tedious stuff of editing is horrible. Like
Mm,
stuff files get corrupted. You got to ingest some footage. Premiere isn't working as fast. Premiere crashes. Blah blah this, blah blah that. So what I've been focused on more recently is trying to be as efficient as possible with my editing. And man, when like COVID slowly hit and like kind of like in I have no idea what COVID's doing right now, but it's kind of like in the cut right now, so no one knows where it's at. So some things getting canceled, some things, some people catching it from this gig, so oh, we got to cancel this or whatever. So man, so I've been doing a lot more remote stuff, and man, I hate editing.
man, I feel that it's tough to write because it's like when stuff like this happens in terms of like where COVID's at, or it's kind of in limbo, like some shoots might scale back or they might get postponed or canceled, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the editing gigs or the remote gigs are what can keep you afloat though. So it's like
Oh,
mad bittersweet.
100%. I
So
love coloring. Like that's my thing. I have no
yeah,
problem with coloring.
yeah.
But
I feel
regular
that, but I also feel like
editing,
not there's not a lot of people that invest that into the budget.
yeah. Most people, the clients that reach out for me to color already have like they're pretty big budget things. So those are
Hmm.
like once in a while. They're not
Hmm.
really
Do you feel
consistent.
like if you get an editing gig, you'll still throw like a little sauce on it?
Oh, here's my thing. I always get like stuff and like, okay, do this. And then I just always end up like, ooh, what if I did this? And then, my
Right,
creative
right, right.
juices start flowing, but then I spend hours and I'm like, all right, this took way too long for no reason.
So, chat, what I mean by putting a little sauce on it. Shouts to the Twitch chat who's watching the stream live. Um, they're hopping in the comments. We're interacting with them. But what I mean by throwing a little sauce on it. So technically, coloring and editing. Not technically, it is. They're two different roles, right?
Yeah.
But I could tell
It's all
Lugo
post
really
production. Yeah.
right. Post production is all part of that same process. Normally, you would get um like a colorist would get a final edit of the video that's not going to change more at all, and then they'll add like their color feel to it, basically to give it like a stylized look if they
Actually, what
want.
I learned first is that it goes to VFX department first and then to coloring. So
Okay,
coloring is last, yeah. Which is I had no idea until I was talking
I
with
didn't
my
I didn't
boss
know that
about
either.
VFX, and I was like,
But
oh,
the colorist would get the most last version of the edit, because if there's any tweaks in the edit or whatever, then the colorist would have to like redo all that and
yeah,
more work. But the reason why I say that is because and this is not what Lugo's advertising, and do not hit him up for editing gigs with the assumption that he's going to be coloring them as well. But I could tell that as an avid and aspiring colorist, I'm sure whatever uh, editing gig might come up across Lugo's desk he's been working on, he's been wanting to get like a little, he's like, I'm gonna add my touch to it. You know what I mean? It's
you know.
like I could tell you could get a little
So
antsy to.
so for gigs like that, like where it's like mainly focused on editing, I will color them, but I'm not going into DaVinci. Like I'm using my LUTs and kind of finessing it. Like maybe I throw it in Lightroom and create a LUT for it real quick. But
Mhm.
like the super intensive going in DaVinci, like making mask tracking and all that, that's for like coloring strictly projects because those that requires a lot of time. But
Yeah.
like, dude, I found myself like, because when I first started, when you first start, you're doing a lot of editing and you're like figuring out, and that's when you're like, ooh, what if I try this and that? And I used to be in my editing bag heavy, and so it's already released. I did some social stuff for Maverick City Musica, Spanish. So,
Come on, bro. They got some fire talent on
bro,
that side too.
one of the things, they wanted like lyric videos. So I was doing like,
Oof.
I did those film lyric videos. I don't know if you've seen them, but
I got to look at their socials.
so the film joint, you know how like sometimes when you watch film, the text like kind of jumps back and forth, right? Like the little rolling, like it has the smallest movement.
It's got a little, yeah, like those old. The movement that he's talking about, guys, is like honestly the immediate reference I can give is like a Quentin Tarantino, like
Yeah,
his
it's like the
his,
text is
his titles. How they used to put, like, they literally used to layer the titles over the film, right? So where it would have like it would say the name of the film, or whatever, and then have like a little shake because it was moving with the
yeah.
film reel.
Yeah, literally, it's like an imperfection, but it ended up just being a style thing. So pretty much, I was trying to imitate that, and I'm searching up. I'm like, okay, there's got to be a plugin somewhere. There's got
I
to
was
be.
gonna say, were you just moving it up and down like with keyframes?
Yes.
Oh, you're wildin', bro.
Here's what happened, bro. Because it's like I got the whole film. So the rolling shutter thing, I
Hmm.
couldn't find a good one, so I made that from scratch, and I just saved it like a couple of months back. So I just made it from scratch.
You might have something with that, to be
I
honest with
saved
you.
that, bro. I'm low-key thinking about selling it, but
I was gonna say.
yeah. So I saved that after I did it from scratch, and then the little texting, I could not find it anywhere. I even spent money like trying to buy a thing and it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And I knew like with that little flavor, it just brought it that much better. And I was just like, screw it.
Of
Keyframe it
course.
just like
Yeah. And that's a decision you got to make sometimes too, though, unless like the client's already stretching everything and like over asking for, um,
oh, 100%. But
uh,
now, like once you do it to like one thing, because it's literally like micro movements. Like I just copy it, like copy
oh
the
yeah,
scaling, and then it's like, all right, cool, I'm straight. But
that's
that
cool.
one doing it is just like, yeah. Sometimes you just got to make decisions. Be like, all right, I just got to suck it up and just it is
Yeah.
what it is.
And I mean and what's cool too is like going the extra mile when you kind of step into that world too is like it kind of brings its own lane for like showing and improving and like, yo, how did you do this? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it gives it its own touch that isn't necessarily
yeah.
I don't
It,
know. You
it's
don't always expect to see that. Is what
I'm
I'm saying.
always the type of person that will spend hours just to make content from good to great because it's those small little things. Because it I could have just called it a day and done the regular
Hmm.
text, bought a film thing, super basic, done, easy. But it's those little details that just that bring it all together, and it's just like, oh, dope.
Yeah, and it adds a value to your work too. Like
Yeah,
that type of touch is what can separate you from whoever else you might be. Not even I don't want to say up against, right? But if your name comes up in a conversation for another gig, um,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, this person can cut this really well, but like, this also
yeah.
might be
Or even if they do go with another person and then they execute on it, like this didn't come out like this person didn't. I've had
right.
a ton of people come back to me because they went with another person because whatever reason, and they came back to me and they're like, dude, I tried working with someone else and they just didn't. They just couldn't execute on it.
Yeah, it's raining. Perfect. It is so sunny out too.
Is it
Sorry.
always weird for you Cali folks to just experience rain?
Random rain? Yes, absolutely. Because we will get a quote unquote season or little pocket where it rains, which is like a couple weeks a year in Southern Cali. Um, but like just this past week, just randomly it was drizzling one day, and I was just like, ah. But what we're not used to is this southeast coast.
Oh nah, bro, it'd be flooding type
Bro,
rain.
it'd be flooding, but it'd be hot out, man. Normally when it rains
Oh,
in
that's the
Cali, it's
worst.
it's
The
like it's
muggy
like in the
rain.
60s. It's not
Yeah.
it's
It's
not
that Florida tropical rain where
air
it's
isn't thick,
burning hot, humid, and it's rain.
man.
It feels like
But
you're in a sauna. It literally feels like you're in a sauna.
yeah, it's and that's not. I don't like feeling. I don't know. I don't like being outside in that. I mean, I'm not used to it. But going back to earlier, Jay Dixon asked, "Is editing tough because of the amount of detail that has to go into it?" And I believe so. It's interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
I see a lot. I mean, coming up, um, I have seen a lot of directors that are editing as well, and that can sometimes help the process. Um, when you're there shooting, or if you have the overall picture in your head of what it wants to be, it can sometimes be more efficient. Unless you work really well with an editor to like bring that storyboard to life in your head. Because sometimes you have like a picture of something, and then you're like, okay, this is how I'm envisioning it, but then the edit might not come together like that. So then, um, I don't know. For me, I always liked editing my own stuff. It was a mix of a couple reasons. One was ego, like, oh, I could do everything, but I don't need to be doing everything. Um, but one of the reasons why I enjoy editing all the stuff that I shoot is because I know what's there
Yeah.
in the edit, and
Bro,
sometimes
there
like
is nothing worse. This is why I can never be a full-time editor. People will just hand you footage from who knows what, shot at
right.
what frame
Mhm.
rate, and oh, I'll be getting PTSD just talking about it.
Yeah, no, but also I from the company I used to work at, like it there were times where we'd have like a seasonal or like a temp editor brought on for a gig,
Yeah.
and I would see a cut with like not what I had requested in like the like a 2 column script. A 2 column script is something you can hand over to an editor. You're like, yo, I would like to see this B roll with like this talking piece.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're just pulling that idea out of a hat. You're like, I know it's there,
Yeah.
but then it's like, oh, this part was skipped, or like this isn't in there. Sometimes like a lazy editor um won't go through every clip, and like that is super important to be like, dude,
Yeah.
I know what's in there, dog. Like, and why isn't it here? That was like a
Yeah.
fire. I don't know. Like, I've dealt with that, and that's given me PTSD of like, I'd rather just edit it
Dude,
myself.
I remember when people they'll send me like 24 frames per second for it, and they'll be like, "Hey, can you slow this down?" I'm like, "I can't. It's shot
Mhm.
in 24." And
Right.
it's like trying
Yeah.
to break down that process. And it's just like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's
So chat. What he means by is shot in 24. When you shoot slow motion footage, you have to be in a specific frame rate of motion. There is.
yeah. There's more
Um,
frames in that
yes.
1 second.
So when you slow it down, it plays smoothly,
Exactly. You're pretty
slower.
much stretching out that 1 second
Mhm. There's more
when you put
information
that.
captured at a quicker, or in that same duration. There's more information captured of
Yeah.
that footage. So if you try and slow down regular footage, which would be like what this is currently, this is probably 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it'd be very like choppy. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be smooth
Because
all the
if
way
you
through.
took it and stretched it out,
Mhm.
it'll be blank spaces.
Because that's not what this footage is meant for.
Yeah.
So, case in point, if somebody tries, or if someone is like, "Hey, we want this piece to be slow mo," you can do it, but it won't look good.
It won't look good.
So that was the
Yeah.
that was the piece
I
of,
think one of the main important things, and this is where like which is why I personally don't like editing, but a lot of people try to request me for editing because I think when you're rooted in storytelling, you could kind of just like you you just know how to get a ton of random footage, look at it, and try to put it in a way that makes sense.
well, you're able to create something from nothing, right? Like
Exactly.
you're able to create an overall, you're able to create a story. And that's what's tough too, right? Is like having to be leaned on for that is like, one, that's a lot of weight, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Um, but you have to, like, if you're just taking on like a couple hard drives of footage, you really have to love editing to be going
Yes, you do.
through.
I
And that's
definitely
another thing. Go ahead.
now keep going, keep going.
I was just gonna say that's another thing with like, you can't, like, I don't believe there's such thing as a lazy editor that loves editing, because you wouldn't,
Yeah. There's no
if
way.
that's your art, you're like, yo, I'm gonna finesse it. And there's also been plenty of times where like, I know footage isn't there, but I'm like, yo, if you can finesse this to make it work,
Yeah.
and an editor who loves his job
We'll make
is
it
gonna
work.
finesse it to make it work, because it's like, it's almost like a flex, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
honestly, the beauty in what comes into life from whatever you create is like, the sauce is in editing. Like, editing
Literally.
is high key one of the most important parts, aside from like directing and making sure you capture
But
what's
editing is like you're doing the pacing.
mm-hmm.
You're doing there's so much like storytelling and like emotion you get from like a shot the way you edit it. And it's like people don't realize that I think there's one really good editor. What's his name? Edgar Wright. You know his movies?
Oh yeah,
Very
I was like
comedic
Edgar. I was trying
editing
to think on socials, like, who's Edgar Wright?
because
Edgar Wright,
he
absolutely.
stands out because a lot of his comedy is visual rather than relying on just like them telling a joke,
Mm-hmm.
which is super amazing. And just like the way the movies are edited has like humor in it, which is
Mm-hmm.
like it's like amazing. Oh, I saw Scott Pilgrim.
What'd you think?
Fire.
Right?
Fire.
It's mad niche, right? But it's almost
Yeah.
like,
But that was Edgar Wright, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright also did
He did
Baby
the
Driver.
British joint. Yeah, he did Baby Driver, but he also did, I think, Hot Fuzz or something. Or the other one.
Yeah, he did Hot Fuzz. He
I haven't
did
seen those. I haven't seen those.
those are fun too. I mean, honestly, they're all fairly similar. Those ones aren't necessarily like as sci-fi-y in terms of like VFX and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That has like its own like
But even a lot of the Scott Pilgrim stuff, other than like the anime stuff, like you could tell a lot of it was literally just editing. Like just cutting quick comp to this and then it was literally just editing, like just the simplest edits, but it was just the timing of it was just super dope.
Um, Hold on, I'm pulling up the list right now. Master Procrastinator asked, "What are some examples of Edgar Wright films?" He has a very specific touch. If you guys seen Baby Driver, that's the one with Jamie Foxx. Um, who else is in it? John Hamm, Kevin Spacey's in there. That was another good one.
Ansel, wait, is that
Um,
his real name? I forgot what his real name is.
but he hold on. Edgar Wright did Ant-Man.
Yeah, he did Ant-Man. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
fire. Okay, so Edgar Wright's done Scott Pilgrim, The World's End. I don't remember The World's End. Ant-Man, Shaun
If
of
you
the
want to
Dead.
see a super niche one, watch Scott Pilgrim. That's like his like you
I
could
love
tell
Scott
that's
Pilgrim.
like his thing.
Bro, Scott Pilgrim is I mean, as an example, right? Like Tony Baker is a huge film head. Like he's a huge film buff. Um and Sabrina low key, like for his birthday this year, she rented out a theater and we saw Scott Pilgrim just because
Fire.
like it's like one of his favorite movies just because of
Yeah.
like how different it is, but it's a ride, like it's an adventure. And I think
Yeah.
that's a really good way to describe some of Edgar
Yeah.
Wright's films, right?
You could
It's
tell
like
Scott Pilgrim's one of those movies where like everyone involved is like just having fun. You could tell like it was made by a ton of people, like friends and
yeah,
stuff. Like I feel like that movie would have so many inside jokes and inside things because it's so detail oriented
mhm.
that the only way to
and
even make a movie like that gotta
and
have a
correction,
cast.
I guess he did the screenplay for Ant Man. That makes sense.
Okay.
I wasn't positive on that even from Rip, but I mean I really love. Well, man, it just got mad bright. This is a lot. This is a lot. I don't know. It's a lot.
God
Um,
said I sold 10,000.
right, man. This they crank mine down to like 400. Um, but yeah, I really enjoy. I think Edgar Wright sticks out because his ability to kind of create an adventure, you know.
Yeah.
Um, like Baby Driver was, but that's also what's tough, right? Is like you can watch these movies over, but like movies like Scott Pilgrim, you can't watch over like once a week.
Yeah.
I don't know, just because it's like
There's so much going on that
there's so
yeah.
much going on, and it's like okay, if it's a ride, if it's one long ride, like you know all the twists and turns, and like I don't know how many times you could rewatch the same like fight scenes. Personally, it's tough for me to rewatch movies in general, but
Yeah, I
movies
hate
like
rewatching
these though are
movies.
the movies where I'll be like, oh, I'd like to see that again. Like I'd like
Yeah.
to see that again, but it wouldn't be super frequent.
I gotta
Versus like
say, I think what makes Scott Pilgrim so unique is because even the simplest things, like the way he just like having him walk through a door is different. Like the way he tells the story is like
yeah,
completely different. Even with the most mundane things and like the film, him walking through the parkour, like every single transition and everything is just like
right. I
super
was gonna
dope.
say even like the intro to Baby Driver, that beginning scene was like him walking around the city, right, with the
Yeah,
headphones in, and then you kind of like you immediately understand like after a few minutes, you're like, okay, the music in is kind of his thing.
yeah,
Um, and that kind of it was cool too because the music helped like it was playing. It was almost like playing throughout the entire time, where it like that soundtrack also helped navigate the movie too.
yeah. I was watching the thing. They completely like all the sound effects and everything are completely on beat with like the music and everything. Like it's
Yeah, and
perfectly put
that's another
in.
thing I liked about Baby
Crazy.
Driver that I noticed. Like down to like like
Yeah,
the key in the ignition, like all the sound effects were like you said they were like on beat and everything. Um,
yeah. A great example of that is King Arthur. I don't know if you've
I
seen
don't know if I
that.
remember that.
The one with I think there's two of them. There's an old school one, not that one. But bro, the like it was really, really amazing the way they did the yeah, if you love Baby Driver for that audio thing, you'll this has way more. Like even like the breathing and everything was like on beat with like the soundtrack. It was so sick. It's the one with the dude from King Arthur Legend of the Sword.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I've seen it, but I remember the movie though.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, there's
like I
so
remember
many,
it
like,
coming out.
on-beat, like, the soundtrack with, like, the visuals was sick in that movie. I think the story was, like,
Girl
alright.
Got Game. This is not a dumb question. A director both directs the shoot and the editing process, right? Usually the director is a part of the post
Yeah.
production process, like pretty heavy. Like
The
they also
director
get
would
paid.
sit with the editor for, like, months
Mhm.
and just,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Also, there are sometimes directors cuts of movies.
I still
Sometimes they
haven't
get released,
seen
sometimes they
the
don't.
Snyder Cut.
Like the yeah, I was gonna say like the Snyder cut was the probably the most or the best example I was gonna mention. But yeah, the sound design, shouts to Ghost. The sound design of Baby Driver was fire, and that's like things
Mhm.
like that. Those little details I always appreciate um, in movies as well.
Yeah, and that goes back to, like, what you're saying, like, a lazy even just a lazy creative versus, uh, a more just more passionate, like, it kinda goes back to the what, Quentin Tarantino said, that Instagram clip I saw where he's like, "Yo, it's like, if you just really, really love movies, you'll make a great movie."
Mm,
And that's, like, I think that's accurate to get, like, when you truly are passionate about something,
mm,
like, even me with editing, I hate editing because it's so tedious, but I have more passion about the process and the creativeness that it outweighs all that. So it's like, all right, cool. I got to do this.
yeah, for me, the editing process, I like the end result, but starting is what takes the most work for me to do.
Oh,
But
100%.
usually,
I
like
procrastinate the freak out of it.
man, and I mean, for me, it's like I once I find the clip that I lead with, and like if I see something like, okay, this could be a cool ending, that's usually when I catch a rhythm. That's usually when I
Yeah.
can like really get going on something.
I do love that feeling when you just in that zone and you're just
Yeah.
like, all right,
And you like
this,
wire and you like
yeah,
wire in, you're like, oh, this clip could
yeah.
be cool. I don't know where, but I'm just gonna throw it in and
I
then we'll
think
figure
one
out a
of my
spot for it.
most complex edits was the one I did at DC.
Okay.
And I did that, bro. I did that in like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I didn't even like I thought like it was gonna take like days, and I was like, oh, it just came together. And
Yeah.
sometimes the edit's just like it feels that way. Like you're literally just painting with the editing.
That's the thing, right? Is I feel like my ADD comes out most during editing
Oh, 100%.
because especially when I'm just going through footage and like pulling like selects that I like or just pulling little clips that I like, not knowing where anything's gonna go at first.
Yeah,
But I'm like, okay, I like how this looks. Oh, this was a cool shot. Let me just drop this in somewhere.
yeah,
And then like if I find something that can go together, I'll just like kind of string that together real quick.
yeah,
Um, and then if I find like a good beginning, then I'll just be like, okay, cool. Let me just start, and I'm catching the rhythm with the beginning, so I'm just gonna start building the story. Oh snap! What other clips do I have? Let me keep
yeah.
going back
I was
to.
watching a video about like editor or whatever,
Mhm.
and he gave a really good tip. Then I used it a few times, but it's impractical because it's not efficient. But he said before he edits anything, he watches through all of the footage at least like twice, like every single second, front
Okay.
and back, at least twice. I was like,
Okay.
okay, that's cool. But for some project, that's not
Yeah.
even. There's no
I don't
way.
know if I could do it twice though. For me, it's like
Yeah,
if I go through it once, I
yeah. I have
saw what
pretty
I
good
saw what I
memory,
saw.
so yeah, I think once is straight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I've seen what's in there, or like I have an
Yeah,
idea, even if it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to use this, unless I'm like hunting towards the end for like, yo, I could really
yeah,
stretch a B-roll clip. Let me go back to this, but then that's usually when I'm like, it might not be a cut of like something you want to drop in because you've already pulled those, right?
yeah.
But
The
but
editing
I
process is hilarious though, dude. Hilarious, dude. I be editing. Here's my editing process. I edit, and then like the ADD just pops up because it's just like, oh, cool. I'm trying to do this effect. Then I'll go into a quick Google search, YouTube. Okay, how to do this effect. Then I just go down a wormhole on YouTube, and I'm convincing myself, oh no, I'm editing. I'm
oh
researching to
no,
edit. But bro, then I just go down a
for
wormhole.
me, for my ADD doesn't necessarily like kick in on a YouTube wormhole, but like I'll be editing whatever, and then like If I get frustrated on something or if I stop for whatever reason, like I need to think, I'll just be like immediately, I'm here.
I got you.
Where was I?
Oh,
Okay.
the worst is when it's like rendering or something. Like,
Oh
or you're
man,
like making proxies or something. It's like, all right.
man, it's been tough too, bro. I've been uninspired to like do quick edits and stuff because my computer's starting to drop frames when I edit.
Oh, that's the
Like
worst
it's
shit.
starting to, it's like I'm hearing the sound play through and then it jumps. I'm just like,
There's nothing like
this is so
scrubbing through a
frustrating.
timeline that doesn't scrub, and you're just like, it's so disheartening, bro. Like when you're scrubbing and it just doesn't. It's like, why am I even editing?
Right.
Yeah, the editing
Um,
process is definitely a whole different. Have you ever been editing and it just led into another project? For example, like let's say I'm editing something, right?
I don't know, man. I've just grown into like when I do edit, I like to catch a rhythm. And if I do
Yeah,
stop up, it's either because like something's not working or the music timing is off and I can't figure out how to nudge the frame for whatever to
yeah,
get that timing back in sync. Like little things like that. But then also like if I start working on something new, or if I do get an idea like, oh, this could be kind of cool here, but if it doesn't work initially, I'll just be like, I'll just try it next time. And then kind of like just finish the
mm,
edit because like I don't know, I don't like spending that much time editing if I'm catching a rhythm and then something stops that rhythm.
mm. Yeah. I think
Um,
my like when I'm like I'll have something in my head, like, okay, I'm trying to do this effect or I'm trying to do this transition, and I'll try to do it and it's not working. And it's like, okay, I could edit the rest of it and come back to it or just focus on this. And I usually 10 times out of 10, I'll pick the focus on it and get it done.
mm,
Because once I finish that, then it inspires me to finish the project.
yeah, no,
Versus me going to like edit and then come back to it. It's
yeah,
almost, I'll just procrastinate it because like, oh, I got to go back to that.
yeah,
But there is no better feeling that when you just get the right two clips together and it's just like,
hmm
there is something good about editing for sure. But all the tedious stuff is just
yeah. It's really like the thing with editing, right? Is you can't be doing anything else when you're like in it.
yes,
Um,
bro.
One of the reasons why I really enjoy editing photos so much is
Bro, you
because I
just
could
blast
listen,
music. You just
bro.
blast music or put a movie or something. You're straight.
I, man, I could literally just listen to anything, right? But you can't do that
Yeah,
editing footage
yeah. You can't.
and like searching for the music for footage. Like
Oh
I've done
man.
a couple streams where I've edited like a reel or whatever,
Yeah,
um, and like I'll completely start, and that's where I really noticed it. I was like, man, I'd be so uninspired if the music doesn't make sense with it.
yeah,
But then you find like the right instrumental or the right whatever, and then like you're like, okay, cool, I can just cut to this little pocket or like this little drum pattern. Throw some. That's where I feel like I get creative. Is like when the music makes sense. It's like, okay, I'll throw like a picture in picture here a couple times, or like a little echo frame that kind of goes diagonally, or like
yeah.
little things like that. That's when I really start like feel like having uh fun with it. It's funny. Grogar Game said we've watched Josh edit before, and when he's done with it, he's done. Because there comes to a point where I mean that I think the last time I think when I got most frustrated was because I was trying to stream and edit
Oh
through
man,
the
that
same
sounds like a
desktop,
nightmare.
and like I was dropping frames there too, and I'm just like, bro, there's no way this is not efficient to be doing
What
everything.
would be the best way to do it? Like just get like an A10 mini and run like a laptop separately and just
Yeah,
so it's
a dual PC setup, which is that was the decision that I made.
damn.
That's when I was like, it's almost more efficient to have two PCs to be able to do stuff like that seamlessly,
Yeah. I
because
mean
it is
most people that stream like heavy, like what's his name? Meet Kevin. He's a pretty poppin' YouTuber.
oh,
I'm
I don't
sure if
know.
you see his face, you'll probably know who I'm talking about. But like he showed his live streaming setup, which is insane because he has like so many displays and stuff. But he has one like what's it called? Roland,
Hey there,
like
friends. How
video switcher. So
Okay.
everything's like all the video switching and stuff, there's no software, so it's not taking up CPU. Everything's physical. Like
Oh
it's like a
wow.
machine. Like think of like the Rodecaster Pro, but like a switcher. Think of like almost the A10, the Black Magic joint.
Is it like a rack? Does it look
No,
like a rack setup?
it's kind of the same format of like the Rodecaster,
Okay.
but it's just like you do all the switching in there, switching thing. So that way, all the computers just reading is one HDMI signal, and everything's running through there. All the edits, literally
Yeah.
everything.
That's pretty much how I run my stream off a dual PC. Is everything that comes out of one PC is just like you said, it's just the HDMI.
Yeah,
It's
that way
just
it's not
it's
taking
all
up
running through a
everything.
capture card. So like there's
Yeah,
it's just reading it as like another monitor plugged in.
yeah. Because
Um,
if you start
that way,
doing stuff with it, bro, your CPU will be fried.
yeah, yeah. Send me that. That I always like seeing other people's setups just to see like
Oh no, but bro,
what I
it's
could.
expensive. I think the Roland switcher is like
Oh,
14 grand.
I would never get that. I just like to see like even like audio setups and stuff like that. But that's what's tough too, is bro. Even with streaming, uh, there's so many updated versions of equipment that have come out.
Oh man, it's a $200,000 YouTube studio.
Okay, don't even say that to me.
Oh no, I'm sending it for sure.
Um,
Just so you guys know, Josh always hates when I send them gear because I get him to buy stuff.
oh my god, bro. And
It's
that's the
so
thing, bro,
bad.
is we low key took a pact that was
Okay.
broken this last week. We took a pact to be financially responsible and finish paying off
Oh,
some work credit cards.
hey man.
Just to reload. That's the issue with being an independent creator, is no matter what you do to pay credit card off, and you pay the credit card off, you're like,
I think the
I can
weirdest
use
thing
this now.
about like, especially as a creative, I like there's always the factor of like, especially for me, like freelancing, like it is kind of crazy, but it's like you always know a next gig is coming.
God willing, but you're right. You know,
But it's just it's
I got
always
so
like,
much PTSD of not having bread ever in high school,
yeah,
literally not
for
ever
sure.
having a penny to my name.
Hmm.
And even when I started working, I would have my budget would always be so tight to where it
Yeah,
was just like I would always dream about having a piece of equipment for creative work or whatever
yeah,
that piece is, right? To where now it's like, okay, cool, I'm able to get it, but now I'm just like, okay, I'm just playing catch
dude.
up
There
to
has not been a moment since I went full time creative where like, bro, and that's like just trusting God because it's like there's
Amen.
been for sure there's been months where I was like, how the heck am I gonna pay? But then boom, right there, boom, someone hit me up like, yo, I want you to do this gig, boom, 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 and then it's
Mhm.
like,
You're like, yes, please, I'll edit
dude,
everything and color it for you,
yo,
and even the movie
literally,
text. I got you,
yeah,
please.
literally, dude. It's funny because every year what scares me is let's think, like for the past 4 years, like my always fear was wintertime. Because wintertime is usually when things slow down, especially over here, because it's snowing,
Bro,
everything's
no,
slow down.
that's industry wide.
Funny
That was
enough,
always
bro, wintertimes are my most busiest months. It's just like
really.
it's the weirdest thing. Each winter, I'm like prepping, like, okay, it's gonna be slow, completely booked up, super busy, don't even have
Yeah.
time for anything. It's the weirdest thing. And it's just like it just
So
comes to a
go
point where it's just like,
so going back to how you broke the pact between us. Um, so pretty much what we talked about. This was what, June. This was like mid June. I remember because I was on the train.
yeah,
We
yeah.
are going to San Diego show, and I remember we started talking about FPV drones, bro.
Oh
And
man. I
we're
mean,
like,
I'm
yo,
still trying to get one. High key.
no, me too. But you're like, you keep sending me. I mean, that's the problem, right? We'll send each other stuff that we know what we know
Yeah,
each other
yeah,
want.
yeah.
So an FPV drone is a first
It's literally
person
a
view.
drone, but it's like,
You wear goggles,
yeah,
and but the what's cool about this drone, right, is you get like full range control of like
yeah.
You
And
get
they're
different
technically racing drones, so they go like 100 miles per hour. Like they're
fire,
insane.
fire.
They're insane.
Anyway, so we're like, I think you said like, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get it at the end of the year. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna clear off this one credit card,
Yeah,
um,
literally.
and then or I'll affirm it or something, one of the two. And then I was like, bro, I'll buy it when you do. You were like, bet. We
Yeah.
said something like, all right, bro, like nothing
Say
until then
less.
until we can get our
Say
bread
less.
right. And then and, and then what was it last week? This fool
Bro, that was
sends
this week,
this
bro.
fool sends me a photo like pulled the trigger on an iPad Pro. I was like, dog, what happened to no
Yo,
equipment?
I gotta say though, I gotta start sleeping early because I'm super impulsive late at. Dude, this was at 4 in the morning. I told you I'm gonna tell them. Pretty much, I was like trying to research how to become a colorist. Like I'm trying to hone in on my skills. So you know, I'm gonna read these books. Cool. I was searching up the books. They're like super overpriced, like for the physical copies. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just get an e-reader. You know, I'm gonna get all these books. I travel a lot. I'm just get an e-reader. And I realized all e-readers are black and white. And when you're reading a book about color grading, you kind of need color. So I was like, what's a color like e-reader? I was like, iPad. And
There
then
you
I
go.
fully just convinced myself because we had a conversation where you wanted an iPad to
Mm-hmm.
just photo edit for traveling. Because I
Yeah.
stopped bringing my laptop with me because it was horrible. And then
Yeah.
one little
My
Google search, iPad, I saw M1. I was like, bye. Bro, it
add to
was so
cart.
impulsive, bro.
So my one issue with potentially getting an iPad Pro is if I'm going to be able to run a stream off of it for when we do our podcast on the roads. And I heard
Bro, I
you
gotta
can
say,
you can YouTube live through it,
here's the
but
thing.
I don't
It's
know.
super quick. The RAM, I went with the smaller version. I wish they put the XDR display on the small version. They only put it on the big, but the big one's huge, bro. It
Yeah,
defeats
it's
the
12.
purpose of
It's 12.9.
traveling with it.
It's what 12.9.
13, yeah, pretty much 13-inch.
Yeah, it's a small MacBook.
It's huge, bro. It's like a full brick, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
it kind of defeats the whole trap. And then once you put a case on it and stuff, I was just like, yeah. So I went with the smaller version, but bro, I have full Thunderbolt, connect SSDs, everything.
Well, that's the thing is like I want to figure out what I can if I can push it, how far I can push it running a stream. Um,
You should just try it.
because
Okay. I
I
know the
mean I
big one. So the big one, actually, I'm not sure. I think once you upgrade, if you upgrade the SSD to like 1 TB, it bumps up the RAM to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Mine has 8, which is,
oh
bro,
man. Yeah, I
it's
mean
so fast.
I just want to be able to put the cam link camera and like an audio interface through it.
Like connect the cam link. Will it work?
I don't know. That's why I want it. Like I feel like people have tried it, and I want to look into
Right
that because
after
I've seen
this thing,
people.
I'm gonna
I
try and I'll
well
let
because
you know.
I've seen
I'm
people.
curious now.
I've already seen videos of people running YouTube lives through an iPad Pro, but I don't know what they've connected to it.
With
I didn't get
with
that
a
far yet.
camera?
I didn't click the link yet, but I found one and I added it to my watch later. So I'm
I didn't even
trying
think
to
about
watch that.
connecting my camera to it. I'm gonna
I
try that.
mean, I don't know if it'll read though, but
Yeah.
who
But
knows?
I gotta say, bro, this past week, I haven't even touched my Mac. I've been doing everything. I've been doing everything on the iPad. I've literally just been touching
You've
my
been
Mac.
editing footage off your iPad?
No, that's the only thing. I only went to my thing for video editing. All photos, Photoshop, way faster, bro. With the pen, it's just like,
Have you edited not like bulk photos, but like I forgot what those are called. Like multiple files that are like the same that you can just kind of like
bro, Lightroom is snappy on it, bro. It's like no lag, bro. Full raw files, like no the super fast, bro. So what I did, and I have my NAS server with it too. Like it's in the files. Like I could just pull
mhm,
up anything. So I just set up an iCloud drive with all the important stuff, and it's set. For
man.
sure,
Yeah,
it's not gonna be as strong as the. I always prefer editing on the laptop, for sure.
Yeah, no
You know,
doubt.
it's way faster for like bigger stuff, but it's like, bro, for doing quick edits and file management, organization,
Yeah, I mean, bro, I
bro.
want one. I just don't know if I could be in a position on the road where I need to finesse something with a little bit more processing power that I feel like I might need and like get away with it with the iPad. But pretty much if I could run a stream through, but I need a new laptop anyway though. That's the thing too.
Bro, the iPad, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just going through it.
I don't know about the live streaming, but photo editing, zero problems, like at all. I guess my
Right.
only downside is there's no like Lightroom Classic version, so I have to use a CC, which is
Oh. Well, I mean, that's not
it
terrible. I
has
just
everything. It's just I just like the classic.
yeah,
I
my
just prefer
workflow is
the
just
classic.
kind of
But I mean,
geared to that.
but what's dope about the CC, everything's synced up, so you could literally just stop there and just pick it up straight seamlessly on the laptop, no
Oh,
problem.
that's kind of cool.
But the only thing I don't like about the CC version, it's not like the catalog version, so you can't make catalogs, which that's my workflow. I make a new catalog per edit rather than folders because it frees up the catalog. So Lightroom CC is all one place, and then you just make albums. I don't really like it,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, I guess it's all right. But man, the actual user face and it's a dream.
Yeah, bro. I know. I've been peeping for 3 months or whenever they put the M1
Mm.
chip in.
And the sidecar,
Oh man.
bro. So I got a whole nother display, bro.
Yeah,
I
guys.
got a
If y'all don't
whole
know what
nother
Sidecar
display,
is, pretty much you could run an iPad as its own independent monitor to any Apple device.
bro. It's
Almost any Apple device, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's fire.
Yeah, it's pretty
Dang
lit.
man. Yeah. So Lugo broke the pack. He spent money, and I'm trying not to spend money. So that's where that is.
I think what it was is like, because I guess technically, like, if you were crazy, you know, I could go on a full spending spree, but no one's that financially stupid. But you know, like, there's that feeling when you just lock in a super good bag and you get that check, and you're like, I've been wanting this, and that, and being up at 4 a.m. impulsively. And what happened was I just got off a flight after having a
Mm-hmm.
miserable time on the flight. Of like, dang, I wish I could like do this. I wish I had an iPad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like going to grocery store when you're hungry.
That's exactly what it was.
And hey, man, no, zero regrets though. Zero regrets.
I mean, it sounds like. I mean, the more I hear people getting these iPad Pros, they're just
Yeah,
like, yeah, man, we love it.
I got the Logitech, the keyboard joint, like detachable. It just comes off. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's. You should get one, bro.
I want one, bro. But the one that I want decked out is like 3 bands, and I'm just like, that's another laptop.
Yeah. Honestly, if they had it in the smaller version, like the thing is the new XDR display is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they. I guess I don't know. I guess they want to force people to get the big one, which makes sense.
But then, well, yeah, because they literally wanted to have that as an option of a MacBook replacement.
Yeah,
I believe.
I definitely don't think it's there yet, though. It's not. It's
No,
for
and
sure
I
not
mean, and
there.
that's mainly the overall consensus that I've seen like review videos on it lead to is
Yeah.
like
But for what it is, like
it's
if you
getting
use it as
there.
an iPad, it kills it as an iPad. Like
Mhm.
destroys it. But
Yeah,
man, yeah, editing.
editing. Am I
I guess
right?
it's
What
like
an
post
episode. We didn't
production.
talk about Kendrick at all, man. Um, Kendrick's dropping soon. Probably
How
really soon,
soon
to be
though?
honest with you. Huh?
How soon though? No one knows, right? It's just
I would say in the next month. I have a feeling.
you think so?
Yeah, Kendrick's too methodical to not,
That's true.
to just put something like that. And I mean, him using the terminology album. This is part of his rollout.
Yeah.
Uh, is
It's his
kind of
last one
waking up.
though?
No, it's his last one with TDE.
Okay. That makes
But
sense.
PG Lang, his own label, he's about to go crazy on.
Oh,
That's what Baby Keem signed to. I think Georgia Smith. I'm not positive on that.
damn was
But
when? Damn was 20.
2016, 17,
Jeez, bro. Well, yeah, we need that album.
16 or 17. But yeah, man. Yeah, this is all part of the rollout sequence. Nothing is if people like that post, everything's intentional.
Yeah. Well, what's what's
Everything's
what's
intentional.
what's your favorite project? Not album, just project.
Um, honestly, like the rap purist in me is like Section 80.
Mm.
Because you hear
I
like
love Section 80.
The young Hundred Kendrick. His voice is
Yeah.
different. Still got that rasp to it. Um, I really enjoyed that. But also, bro, Good Kid, Mad City is such a classic cover to cover album. You
It's
cannot go
amazing.
wrong ever pressing play there. Money Trees has one of my favorite features by J Rock of all time. He went so crazy on that record. Uh, but but yeah, man. I mean, I think between those two, like if I had to just pick two Kendrick joints just to let rock. But like if I want to just catch a little vibe too, like Damn's a good time. I think Damn was like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
closest thing we would get to like a pop
Damn has
album.
one of my favorite. I really love Pride. That is just
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah, but I think Section 80 is my favorite too. I really love Section 80. Section 80 is
Mm-hmm.
oh what's that song? Uh Rigor Mortis?
Oh yeah. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
oh
dun.
man. Come on. I also like Kendrick Lamar EP, the old school junk.
Yeah.
What's that song? What's that song? Where it's scientist, the bar oh, wanna be heard.
Okay.
Wanna be heard. I forgot how it
Mm-hmm.
goes. Yeah, but that's one of my favorites for sure, hands down.
Yeah.
From oh man. But
Uh.
I'm ready, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it'll be cool to hear some new Kendrick. It always is. It always is like a big reset or big shift whenever one of these big artists drop like that.
You
Um,
think Cole will be on it? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But that would be cool.
It'd be fire, but I don't. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it. But
It's not I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
I think
The
a
Cole and
feature or two.
Kendrick album?
I
Never.
think
I
a
don't think
feature or two might happen, but the idea of a Cole and Kendrick album, I feel like that era of
it's yeah,
possibilities
it's
doesn't make
gone.
sense
It's
in their
gone now.
career. But
Yeah.
also, who knows if he does it with PG Lang, then that'd be, or if he does it while being fully in PG Lang mode, that'd be kind of fire. But that's one thing with them, right? Is like nothing's predictable. Like I would have never guessed to have mad features from like tier one artists in
Yeah.
what's it called in on a Cole album. But here we are. So but yeah, man. I think this album's gonna be out of this world because especially since it's his last TDE one. I have a feeling there's gonna be
He's
crazy
gonna go wild, bro. He's gonna go wild.
features. I got a feeling he's going to be having features on there that are going to be a part of his PG Lang era.
Yeah.
One of which is Baby Keem. I got a feeling he's going to be on there a lot. Um, the same, not necessarily the same way, but the same way Cole kind of pushed Boss to
Mm.
kind of give him like a bigger platform, like a crossover, to kind of just put him in different conversations. Even though Keem is not where Boss is in terms of like been in career wise, but I think there's going to be stuff like that esque. But I'm always interested. And if it's a last TDE album, I wonder if they're gonna have like a Black Hippie song on
Woo!
there. You know,
bro.
I feel like there's gonna be those
There
type of
has to be.
nostalgic moments
There's gotta be. There's gotta be.
for the label. Because also, if it's his last TDE album, um, I would hope that there would be like a due diligence to give everybody on the label a push. But then I don't know. I don't know if that would be something that Kendrick would even want to do unless it made sense feature wise and stuff like that.
Man, do you think? I'm thinking probably November.
You think
That's what I'm
November?
thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think September.
You think?
Yeah,
I wanted to go in September. I don't think realistically it's gonna be out in September.
I think September. How does this rollout play out? I don't even know. Um,
Yeah, like you think he's gonna do like what, one single, two singles?
I don't think he does a single, bro. He might do.
He might just drop the album.
He might do like the heart part. What 5?
Mm-hmm.
Those little interludes that he would drop right
Yeah,
before
yeah,
an album.
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like he might do something like that. Um, and then if anything, we get like a single the week the album drops. But like the single, like a humble or like the one that's gonna be like the biggest song performance wise on the album. But
Oh man, I'm so excited. Like he's just Kendrick just has like
he's such an evil scientist, bro. This guy goes a
yeah.
month without a cell phone, bro. He's so disconnected.
That's
It
why.
sounds
Yeah,
incredible.
which is actually dope. Like he has that mysterious like
Yeah, he's literally an evil
yeah.
scientist.
I wonder like he just doesn't care. I feel like he's just like nah. Like he just like it's been like 5, 6 years. He's just like, oh man, I'll drop it when I want to. Type.
Yeah, I feel it.
I mean, it shows.
Crystal 1987 said, I'm going to say October just to be different. I feel that.
I think November. I don't know, just some random, this new Delta variant, and I don't know, something's gonna happen.
It's about to be such a cluttered end of the year, though, with everybody dropping.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Me too, man.
Yo, there's a new series on Apple TV, Mr. Corman, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Is it good? Bro, Apple TV's low key,
Bro,
like they got a fire little concentration going. You watch Ted Lasso?
no, I haven't. I haven't. I don't look. I know I got to watch it. It was just like I don't know why.
It's
Every
quick.
time I go to watch it, I just hesitate and watch something else.
Bro, it's quick. Like you gotta you sit down for 2, you're like, I get it. I get the characters, I get the comedy, I get the personalities.
All
I'm
right,
I'm all in.
bet.
Bro, I binged the whole season in like 2 days.
That's what I'm scared
But
about.
they're still releasing season 2 week by week. Today actually a new episode comes out.
I gotta watch it.
But I'm gonna save it for the flight home.
Bro, Apple TV's been killing it.
Yeah, bro, they've been out here. Phantasm Massive, we still think CLB comes out this year. Absolutely. Low key, I think he's waiting for Kanye to drop. And then I think he's gonna drop like a week after.
Have you seen the anime with them? That was funny.
Nah.
No, it's like a animation. Someone made of like Drake and like Kanye.
Oh yeah. I remember the little heart thing. But
man, Kanye. This man.
Abby said she hasn't used Apple TV once and she has it. Give a couple shows a chance.
Listen, it's so the thing with Apple TV, it's so easy to sleep on it. Like for some reason, I just didn't want to appreciate it. But if you actually look through the list of what they have bangers. Like they have Mosquito Coast, bro, fire.
I haven't seen that. Which is the one with Tom Holland? Tom Holland got one on there.
Cherry, bro. That's a movie. That's the movie they made, bro. I mean, the Russo brothers
doing movies, bro. Come on, man.
Bro, the Russo brothers directed that, bro.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that,
bro.
I might
It
maybe,
is
bro. Hold on. Let's see if there's
fire.
a.
And then
Is
this new
there a?
show with Rose Byrne, Physical. Bro, they've been killing it, bro.
Man, good thing there's no Apple store near me. I would be like, maybe I just need to get an iPad. Watch it on the flight. Not doing that. Get me
Hey
out.
man.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up for another episode of Something Creative. We talked about editing primarily today, man. And let us know if there's any editors out there, and what your biggest struggles and challenges are editing in the comments below. Also, let us know your favorite Kendrick album or your favorite moments of Kendrick Lamar, whether it was features, or whatever.
Yeah. And will we get the project this year? Or will we have to wait till next year? Or with
No, we had
September,
it, bro.
October? Yeah, you get it. But yeah, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, Girl Got Game said, sorry, I'm too busy watching the Cat on Stage Studio streaming service. You're damn right we
Yeah,
are. That's all we pushing on this side. Apple
sure.
TV, they got a couple shows, but they're not black owned.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Thank you so much for the support. Sorry we've been away for a little bit, but we are back in action. Love y'all. GPGP, drop it in the chat. Good pod, good pod.
GP.
We'll see y'all
Next week.
next week. Shouts to the Twitch chat. Who's watching this stream live? That's at twitch.tv/Yoshi with two Z's. I got a G in my little logo if you guys are looking for it. Shouts to Stage Crew's watching this live. Not watching this live. We're watching this on Saturday. If you want to watch this live, come on over to Twitch. Hit that follow
Yo,
button.
I low key I've been playing Warzone a lot.
Have you?
I've slowly been getting back into it, bro. But we should run the stream, bro.
Check out, bro. Let's run it whenever. We can run Warzone whenever. I've also been playing Apex a lot too, man. Apex that's a good little time over there on Apex.
What's that? What's that new game that they dropped? Where everyone's jumping to? I forgot what it was.
Apex Legends?
No, a new one, like brand new.
A new Call of Duty?
No, new like Warzone type game. Oh, I forgot what it was called, but mad people were jumping on it. Hella
Bro,
people.
I think you've been watching a lot of people play Apex. A lot of people
No,
started playing
it's
Apex.
not. It's not Apex. I promise you, it's not Apex.
Dog, I'm telling you, a lot of streamers are playing Apex right now because
I'm okay. I know I'm not cultured in the gaming world, but I'm
people
not
been
that
sick of cheating.
uncultured.
Don't tell me.
I gotta find it.
Actually, I don't know. I don't really know too much outside of what I've been playing. They're about to announce a new Call of Duty though. Well, they did announce it, but they're about to make the pre-order available unless it's already out. Phantasm said it's like Blood Battle or something like that.
I think it was a W.
W.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm not tripping. There's like some new game out, bro.
Back for Blood? All right, bro. You can figure it out. We'll talk about it next week. Thank y'all once again for pulling up. Maybe Lugo will hop on.
Warzone type. Yo, you know I'm playing zombies, bro. Zombies,
playing zombies,
bro. Zombies. The outbreak mode, bro. Me and Nico be going ham on.
There he is, bro. All right, y'all. Once again, thank y'all for pulling up. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
All right, peace.